Hey you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we were in Valparaiso, Indiana, my hometown. I drove here after visiting Halloween at Greenfield Village last night, and I was not planning on filming today. I wanted to come and spend time with my mom and with Annabelle. Today she was going to be up here visiting my mom, so I was going to come here and be able to visit with them both. It is not quite 9 o'clock yet. I got up today. It's been, oh my gosh, it is we'll just start off with, I have the dreaded check engine light on right now. See, there it is, that dreaded check engine light. This car is, I want to say less than 2 years old, but I could be wrong. Feels like I've been driving this a while now, but it's a 2024. Of course, you can see lots of miles there, 91,967 miles in those 2 years that I've had the car. This just clicked on as I was leaving the Detroit area yesterday, and was on the entire time driving the 3.5 hours here to Valparaiso. Yeah, unfortunately, I was hoping, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe if I get some gas, maybe if I turn the car off, it'll go away. But no, it's stayed solid. Have you ever had just a trip where it just seems like everything is kind of going wrong? It's like things are just not going how you plan them. I feel like you're almost being told to go home, that this trip is not meant to happen. Yeah, it's been as far as filming, I've had a great weekend. We did the Goatman Festival, which was wonderful. Nice spooky cryptid to celebrate the Halloween time with. We went to Blood Prison, one of the most intense haunts I have ever been to, and one of the least intense Halloween event I may have ever been to, at Greenfield Village, which I still think may be the best non-scary haunted event over in Dearborn, in the Detroit area. But starting out with this trip, it's just been kind of one little thing after another. And I want to preface this by saying this is just what traveling all the time is like. There's always a little something can go wrong. You've got so much riding on just everything working how it's supposed to, that one little thing goes wrong, and then it just starts to fall apart. And I took the 4 days off. It was wonderful, but I don't know. I lost some of my I just got out of my pattern, and just things started falling apart. First thing was I left without my laptop cord, which, believe it or not, that's pretty important to what I do. First night, drove. Where did I drive to the first night? Would have been, I drove Louisville for the Goatman Festival, and then drove a few more hours that night. Stopped in Cincinnati. And got in late. It was after midnight. Got my computer out. Got ready to edit. No laptop cord. It's still plugged into the wall back at home. So tried all sorts of goofy stuff that didn't work. Tried charging my laptop with an iPhone cord. Tried charging my laptop with a battery pack like this. That, of course, did not work. So I think at some point I messaged Jen, let her know that my laptop cord was still at home, so she could confirm it, but it wasn't there. It didn't have it. So I couldn't edit. The computer was losing battery more rapidly than I could than I could work. So eventually I just had to say, listen, I got to go to bed. I got to get some sleep because I got stuff to do tomorrow. And then I will get a laptop cord in the morning. It sounds easy. It sounds easy. You go to a store, get a laptop cord. Not that easy. Not that easy. So waking up the next morning, you know, there's Best Buys everywhere. You can find a Best Buy almost anywhere. Best Buy. You know, in the past, I've used Best Buy plenty of times for electronic problems. You run out of something, you go to Best Buy. They do sell laptop cords. Says so on their website. So I want to preface this. I don't know that much about computers. I just don't really have a mind for technology. I felt like one time in my life I did, but that time has passed, and I am getting old. I am turning 45 years old this year, and I just feel like technology has left me behind in the dirt. So anyways, go to get the laptop cord. They point me in the right direction, find the cords, and immediately I'm worried, okay, I don't know if this is going to work because the wattage, because I've lost enough laptop cords to know that you need to try to match the wattage. And my laptop, for some reason, needed a 200 watt cord, which I was told by people that was really high for a laptop. I don't know why my laptop needs that much juice, but they don't have it. The highest they have is I think it's 90, so not even half. But I'm like, maybe it'll work. Buy it anyways. No, it doesn't work. Bring it back in the store. I did ask for help. That's where you go wrong at Best Buy. I asked for, I showed the guy, I'm like, this doesn't work. Is there anyone I can talk to, maybe to try to resolve the situation? I was just trying to see. I was running out of options. I just wanted to see if anyone had a suggestion, something that would work. Or maybe there was laptop cords in a different part of the store that were stronger. I don't know. I just wanted to talk to someone just to make sure all my options were covered. Guy at the front, go talk to the guy in computers. Go talk to the Geek Squad, he says. When I go to the Geek Squad, they go, oh, go talk to the guy in computers. I'm like, well, the guy in computers sent me here. They're like, yeah, we'll get with you, but, we're busy. You don't have an appointment. Wait over there. And I waited over there. And the Geek Squad guy comes over and he's like, yeah, it's the wattage is off. You need a better laptop cord. And I was like, okay, do you know how is there any way I can get my hands on a cord? He's like, we don't sell them that high. I'm like, okay, but is there anywhere else? And as he's like 7 feet away from me, already walking away, he turns around and mentions, oh man, I think it's Micro Center. I want to mention the name because it did save my life. I think it was Micro Center in Cincinnati. And so from that little piece of information, I go to Micro Center, where they're very helpful. Two gentlemen helped me. Because they help so much, I want to double check to make sure they're called Micro Center. Let's see, Micro Center. Yeah, Micro Center. So the guys are very helpful. They get on it. They are hunting for the cord. Have me go get the laptop, bring it in the store so they can actually make sure the things plug in. About $150 for a laptop cord. At that point, I was willing to pay anything, so that was fine. And I got the cord in my car, plugged it in. It worked. I do have this in my car. It's like a battery thing that plugs in, so I can actually charge the laptop in the car. It worked. It worked. So, sorry, I'm discombobulated here. So, problem solved. Pretty much. I was late getting the video out. That's why the video from Goatman came out a few hours late. Got it edited in my car. Got it uploaded. Everything seems fine. So I where was I? Sorry. I compose myself. Okay, so I think everything's running smoothly. We're back on track here. Back on track. All smooth sailing from here. Small bump in the road as I realized that when I was unplugging things, when I was trying to charge my laptop with things that don't charge a laptop, I actually accidentally unplugged the little USB thing that connects to my mouse. So I left that in the hotel. So I ended up having to run and buy another mouse from Walmart. No big deal. These are silly things. Then what happened? So yeah, everything's going smooth. Had a great time at Blood Prison. Realized I didn't have a mouse after that. Used the mouse that's like on the pad, which I hate to use, but it got the job done. Next morning, buy a mouse. And then got up, went to Greenfield Village, a spectacular Halloween event. Everything's going good. I get in my car and my engine light is on. We've had some bad luck with the car before in the past. It's just part of the game here, part of what traveling is. And we again, hoping it's something not so serious. A lot of things said gas cap. I don't have a gas cap, so that's not it. But I put a little gas in the car to see if that would satiate it. It did not. A couple times stop, turn the car off. Look up on the phone. It could be anything. Apparently, it can be anything. So I got in super late at my mom's, got the video edited, got up now, and decided I'm gonna deal with this crap this morning. Definitely wanted to spend some time with my family today, but wanted to at least get this situation rolling because, I'm going to be driving across the country. I need to know how serious this is. And then I woke up and realized there's another bump in the road, I forgot. I have a bag where I keep all my medication. I fill up separately. I have like a little wheat container, so I have that, but then I have a big bag with all my medication in it. I left the big bag at home. I am so off my game. I don't know, that 4 days was good for rest, but it like threw off my rhythm, like my rhythm in making sure that all the things I do to keep everything in line. It's like my friend Adam likes to use the term muscle memory. I know where everything is in the car, get it done. Somehow those 4 days of rest threw everything off, and I lost my muscle memory on making sure I don't leave things behind. So I have 2 days left of medicine. I was planning on being on the road for maybe another week before I get home. I may need to just go home. Some of my medicine, I could get called into a pharmacy. I could get in touch with my doctor. Some of it, they may not fill. I know that they won't fill it out of state. So I need to get my medicine. So I have 2 days left. I'm hoping to get this car situation resolved before I run out of medicine and get home and have to maybe cancel some plans. I have plans for next weekend. I had some plans for this week. All plans are up in the air. And this is a minor inconvenience. I realize that's one of the things about traveling. It's just one little thing can kind of cause a chain reaction. But I want to make it clear, this is just a vlog. This is a journal of what's going on. I'm fine. In the end, I will get my medicine. In the end, I will get my car fixed. But I just figured I'd get on here and vlog this, as part of the trials and tribulations of the long, lonesome road. Okay, so to start off, trying to deal with these car issues, Stopped off at AutoZone. I know they can run like a test on your car, at least tell you kind of what direction you're going in. So I need to find out how serious this is, and then go from there. I may need to call a repair shop in after getting the test. We'll see what it says. And I sit here with my results. The guy there, he didn't instill me with a lot of confidence. He said it was nothing that they could help me with. As he described it, something deep in the car, which, yeah, this is the powertrain system. So this isn't good, I don't think. This is not good news here in my hand. If any of you, if there's any mechanics out here, the codes are POF37 and POF34. So he says something to do with the transmission or something else, something very technical sounding in the car. He recommended go ahead and call the dealership. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to, I'm not home. I'm not near the dealership that sold me this car, but I'll see if I can get in touch with someone. Okay, so the local Chevy dealership said that I could bring my car in and they will take a look, although their brains exploded when I told them how many miles were on my car. Okay, got the car dropped off here at the Chevrolet dealership, and actually called my mom. She's gonna come pick me up here so that I can actually go spend a little time with my family. This does give me some slight flashbacks to the incidents that happened a few years ago in Ohio. Last time my check engine light came on, actually, oh man, if you want to go back and revisit that saga on my channel, I had a check engine light come on. I found a dealership. They fixed it really quick. I think it was within 24 hours I got my car fixed. It was a pricey fix, but it was fast, so I was happy. And then that same day, I got in a car accident that caused my car to be stranded in Columbus, Ohio for 3 months at the waiting, just sitting there waiting to be repaired as I went through 5 different rental cars for 5 different rental car problems. Let's hope that's not the truth. At least if my car is stranded here, then at least I'm in my hometown. At least my mom is here, so it's not like my car is just in some random city by itself. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Just wait and see. They said they're going to call in maybe an hour or 2 and let me know at least what's wrong with it, and then I guess from there we'll find out, can we get it fixed today? Can we get it fixed tomorrow? Can we even get it fixed at all? Maybe it'll end up in the junkyard by the end of the day. All right, waiting for my mom. That's why I came here, to spend a little time with my family. Came here to downtown Valparaiso, Indiana. My mom and Anna, they're shopping for clothes right now. So I figured I'd walk down here and hang out with Orville. And that's Orville Redenbacher, not Orville Wright. This is not the man that invented the airplane. This is the man that made his fortune on popcorn. Probably the most famous popcorn producer in the world, Mr. Orville Redenbacher here. And still see his likeness on many a popcorn box. The most famous person to come out of this town of Valparaiso, Indiana. And used to be able to actually see him. He come once a year. You'd see him in the local popcorn parade. He was probably the most famous person that I saw as a child. Every year, the popcorn parade used to actually come in front of our home. So there is some good news in that I got a call from the Chevrolet dealership. They said that they can fix it. They can fix it.
I forgot 2 seconds after the phone call what the problem was. It was something to do, he was explaining that it was something to do with the gasoline system, that something did need to be replaced. And he also said, "Sir, your car has a lot of miles on it." They said that I needed to get, oh my gosh, the fuel injection system flushed, I think is what it was, to get it cleaned. I know people are already typing because people get so mad when they realize I don't know anything about cars or vehicles or vehicle maintenance, for that matter. So yeah, I just said I'm just happy. I'm just happy that you could get it fixed by the end of the day. I think it was like $1,100, I think is what he quoted me, which is no small amount of money, but I was just happy to know that my car was not going to be trapped, that I would be able to go home, that I would be able to make my way home. Still haven't figured out, my plans are still all up in the air about where I'm going, what I'm doing these next couple of days. So yeah, and I don't want anyone to think, that I need money or anything like that. That's not, I don't do these videos to ask for money. I'm not asking for anything. These videos are just, just for me to talk about what's going on in my life. And I can afford to have my car fixed. That's just part of what being a traveling YouTuber is about. Driving your car all over the place is a cost that you put on your car. And, that's one of the reasons, it's one of the reasons I make money on videos, make money on ads, make money Patreon, other places, is so when things like this happen that I don't get stranded. So I have the money to cover it. I don't need no one needs to feel bad because these things happen to everyone. They just happen to me a little more because I drive a little more than the average person. But I will be honest with you guys, I'm pretty frustrated just at myself. Forgetting the laptop cord, forgetting my medication. This is amateur stuff here. Something about it, just get kind of out of the loop. Taking that 4 days off, it just kind of threw me for a loop, I guess. In some ways, it was really good. I got to spend a little time with Jen. I got to watch. I watched so many movies and TV shows. Probably more movies and TV shows than I've watched the rest of the year combined. But yeah, just amateur stuff. When I first started these travels, or started these adventures, I would leave something of mine in every hotel room I ever stayed in. Something behind. And then you know what? It's not just when I began. I could be bad. I could be bad to be forgetful, misplace things. I've left several credit cards at restaurants. I left my credit card at the Roadkill Cafe once, and they were actually kind enough to mail it to me. And recently, even this year, I left my credit card at a restaurant hotel in New Orleans. But I thought, yeah, the laptop cords are bad because they get plugged in, the laptop gets unplugged. So I've left laptop cords in hotels, and this one I just left at home. It was plugged in. I got everything ready. I just ended up, I think my computer was not plugged in at the time I left, so I ended up just going in my bag without the cord. And I used to have a backup cord, but I guess, I used to have a backup cord, but that was for my old computer. When I got my new computer, I no longer had a backup cord. So, no backup cord. And I'll tell you what, just laptop cords, it's just not something you can walk into a store and buy necessarily, unless you have a laptop that requires the low wattage. It's something that frustrates me so much. This is one of the things about traveling. If I was at home, I could have had that laptop cord the next day, got it on Amazon, it would have been delivered. But when you're traveling, that makes things a lot more complicated. The coordination of trying to get things certain places, because you can't just have Amazon just fall from the sky and deliver something to you. You have to, either send it ahead. Sometimes if I'm coming to my mom's, I'll send things there. But Best Buy, I'm sorry, Best Buy is not not very helpful anymore. I've gotten so many things from Best Buy, but you'd think they would carry items that support their own products. I don't know. It is a different world. They're probably, honestly, it's probably Amazon is the reason that the places like Best Buy are struggling to hang on by a last grasp. And I hate that, because I do like going and buying things in person. I do like getting out of the house, but it's Amazon. I think Amazon has become so convenient that it's hard for other stores to compete. So yeah, it's just trying to find. I was in Cincinnati, a major city, and I was stressing. I was super stressed that I would not find a laptop cord. I'm almost worried I would have to go home. And then I left a part of my mouse behind at the hotel, because I was so stressed out. I think when I get stressed out, it like begets things. I start forgetting things when I get tired, when I get stressed out, which was one of the reasons that I went home and rested. But I'll tell you what, when I come off the road for a long time, sometimes I just go into hibernation, and that's pretty much what happened. Just hibernated, and just like out of sorts. You get out of sorts. You get in a rhythm. You know, when you're traveling every day, travel, edit, pack your bag, repeat. It gets to be, you don't forget anything because you have kind of a routine. But when your routine gets thrown off a little bit, then you end up that's when you make mistakes and you leave things behind. And not only did I leave my laptop cord, I left my medication. And it's a medication that I need. And man, medication is frustrating. I take a lot of medication, I'll be honest with you. I'm healthy, but I do rely on medication to keep both my physical health and my mental health in check. And that has been one stressful thing about being on the road, is getting medication filled. So a lot of times when I'm traveling, I'll have to kind of look where I'm going to be and have something called into Walgreens, like that I'll be, and you try to catch it. And then that gets frustrating because maybe they don't have the medication. Maybe my insurance needs a few extra days before they're willing to pay for it. And that's with my medication. I would just call my doctors and have them send me medication, but one of my medication can't be called in from out of state. Also, I take another medication that is often out of stock, so that's one that I end up having to keep trying to bounce around to get. So yeah, these are the joys of living on the long, lonesome road. Now Jen was getting ready to drive up here with my medicine. She's so awesome. She's always got my back, but because I didn't have medicine, and my car engine light was on. Yeah, we were worried I was going to be stuck without my medicine, but I'm not stuck because they're going to fix my car. I still need my medicine, but we decided that would be just too much out of the way for Jen to come all the way up here just to give me my medicine. So I'm gonna end up switching my plans around, and I'm gonna run home and get my medication. Run home. I'm like eight hours from home, but I'm gonna figure something out. I'm gonna head that direction. I think I got 2 evenings of medication left, so I got to work on getting home by then. Yeah. So yeah, I was planning on not getting home until sometime next week, but I'm probably gonna need to get home before then. Still some things this weekend I planned on being at that I need to figure out how to still be at them, but we'll make it work. We always find a way here on the Carpetbagger channel to keep traveling on that long lonesome road. But I did get 4 days off. That was good. I do have the problem that sometimes I feel more tired when I rest. I think it's just, Jen explains to me that's because you need more than 1 or 2 days to recover when you go 30 days without a day off. But I did get a chance. I got to, I always like to watch scary movies during the Halloween season, so I got a chance to watch some horror movies. I'm trying to remember what I watched. I rewatched some movies. Rewatched Poltergeist. I always watched Poltergeist because the HHN in California had the Poltergeist house. That movie is probably the movie that scared me the most when I was a kid. There was an adult in my life when I was a very young child that really liked horror movies and possibly did not pay attention or care if I watched them, if I ventured into the room. And I ventured into the room in Poltergeist and the scene where the toy clown attacks the little boy, and it ruined my life. I was scared. I was so scared. But going back as an adult, I could appreciate Poltergeist for what it is. I feel like as a child, I kept getting little clips, snippets, and pieces of horror movies, and I didn't end up seeing them until I was an adult. I remember seeing Michael Myers for the first time when this same adult was watching horror movies. And Michael Myers, I remember seeing him. I'm like, wait, I knew who Jason was. He has a hockey mask. And I was like, wait, that's not Jason. Jason wears a hockey mask. This guy just wears a white face mask. That's really strange. But looking at him, like, that guy may actually look creepier than Jason with that weird white face mask. I'm trying to think. I didn't think I watched any Halloween movies. I do like maybe I will watch. I do like watching a Michael Myers movie every year, a different one. So maybe I'll pick one. I've seen 1 and 2, and I've seen the new ones, the 2018 one, and all the sequels. I've seen 1 and 2, which are good. I've seen 3, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers, but I may need to check on one that I haven't watched yet. I did get a chance to watch. I watched that Hammer Frankenstein, which was a lot of fun. I watched the movie Weapons. That's probably one of my favorites that I watched of this horror movies. A really unique, really scary, generally like horrifying movie. That was a good. Weapons was really good. I watched Exorcist Redeemer because that was they had the HHN haunt. That was fine. It didn't stand out as anything stand out. Like, it didn't stand out as like something that I loved or was special. But it was fine. I'd heard a lot of negative things about it. Probably didn't deserve like all the negativity. It just wasn't. To me, it was a fine movie, just not a standout. I'm trying to remember. It's still like a blur. Like, I was so like I said, I was hibernating. So I feel like maybe some of these movies I was just like taking in without fully absorbing them. Me and Jen did watch the entire season of Dexter Resurrection. At least I did. Jen tapped out. She lost interest. It's fun. It was so goofy. Dexter's become a really goofy show, and I've accepted that Dexter isn't Breaking Bad, that Dexter has a level of silliness to it, and I've learned to accept that. I've come full circle. Dexter was one time my favorite show. I felt like it started getting very goofy. Like, how many serial killers can there be in Miami? How many serial killers can someone casually interact with in their life? But I've just accepted that Dexter exists in a different world that's populated by 40% of people are serial killers in that world. And it's just, no spoilers, I guess, maybe a little spoiler, but they have like a serial killers club, like a group of serial killers that comes together, which was so goofy but so much fun. So I actually enjoyed. You do gotta release the you gotta let yourself go with Dexter these days. But I think if you accept that it's absurd, then you can enjoy it. Also finished watching Peacemaker. That was a new show I was actually watching week to week, which I hate. I actually prefer to binge stuff rather than watching it week to week because I get stressed out because I'm impatient. I want to know what happened. But I thought it was a really good season. Peacemaker was a really good season. I thought the last episode just felt like it was tacked on to set everything else up in other movies and other TV shows. But I feel like the rest of the season was super good. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just doing off the cuff TV and movie reviews. Oh, Texas! I'm halfway through. I haven't finished it yet. but I've seen it before. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 may be my favorite horror movie of all time. Like, I really love Texas Chainsaw 2. I think a lot of people prefer 1. I think I prefer 2. 1 is really scary, really gross scary. Like, it's just like sickening scary. Like, it's repulsive, it's smelly. It's a movie that you can smell. But 2, basically, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is the Texas Chainsaw. The only parallel I can draw is that these Gremlins and Gremlins 2 were the first the movie. Gremlins 1 is the same director as Gremlins 2, but the second is a comedy parody of the first, and that's pretty much what Texas Chainsaw 2 is. There's a lot of like surreal moments in Texas Chainsaw 2. You have Dennis Hopper as I forget the character's name, but he's the sheriff that's out to find the Chainsaw family and get revenge, which he wants to stalk them and fight them with his own chainsaws. There's so many great scenes. He pulls up to a chainsaw store to buy an arsenal of chainsaws, and there's a random marching band that's just walking behind him that's never explained. Dennis Hopper, the movie is about Dennis Hopper being crazy. It makes you feel like Dennis Hopper may have been the original Nicolas Cage in the way he just overacts in this movie, and it's just so beautiful and wonderful. And of course, you have the character Chop Top, which definitely adds its own element to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe. Yeah, I think right now, if you ask me right now what my favorite horror movie is, I think I would say Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I've never seen 3. I don't even know if there's a 4. Oh yeah, 4's terrible, I think. 4 is The Next Generation. That one sucks. That one sucks. Okay, I just remembered. I really love found footage horror. That's kind of one of my favorite types of horror movies. Like the original Paranormal Activity, one of my favorite all-time horror movies. And I watched a few of them. I watched open up the good old Shudder app, the streaming service for horror movies. Watched VHS Halloween. Now, the VHS is an anthology found footage horror films that are of varying qualities, and this they put one out about every year, and it's kind of low budget, kind of like a B movie found footage, but it was fun. It's kind of hit and miss because there's different directors, so everything's completely different. But I don't know, these are fun to put on. It's just don't think too hard. I really like the there was one where there was like an evil candy bowl that was left out that was suck people in and turn them into candy. There was one really weird one about this woman that kidnaps some people and feeds them breast milk and turns them into giant babies. That was unsettling. I've noticed that I feel like, this is random, but I feel like the inclusion of milk into horror adds a whole nother element. There was a evil milkman at Woods of Terror, one of the scare actors. I thought something is very creepy about milk when you're seen in a horror environment. And then after that, I watched the VHS Halloween with the whole segment on evil breast milk, and that was just something. I also watched found footage horror movie I'd never heard of called Spree, which is actually really good. That was on Shudder as well, and it stars one of the kids from Stranger Things, but he's a kid obsessed with social media, obsessed with followers. So he tries making YouTube videos, all different kinds of YouTube videos, every kind of YouTube videos, like super generic YouTube videos, and no one cares, no one watches them. And finally, he's able to get an audience by murdering people. He's a rideshare driver, and he murders all his customers. And it's really kind of surreal too, because in the beginning, like, no one's watching his video, so no one knows that he's murdering all these people. And then, like, it's a critique on social media, where in the end people are cheering him on as he's murdering people. The comment section cheering him on instead of instead of doing anything about it. So I thought that was interesting. I'm sure there's more movies I saw. I was like, I never get to watch movies. I always plan on watching all these horror movies when Halloween comes, and then I never end up watching more than like 1 or 2 or 3. So I just like, I have this time off. I'm taking this time off. I promise this time off to myself. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch these. If anyone has any other suggestions on horror movies I should check out, I'm trying to think if I'm missing any here, but I think that's pretty good. I think I've covered all the ones that I saw during my hibernation. But leave a comment in the comment section if you have seen any of those movies, if you agree with what I think, or if you don't agree, or if you have other movies to recommend. Leave those down in the comment section. Man, every year Valparaiso, Indiana looks a little different than it did when I was growing up. These 3 giant condo buildings are brand new. Used to be just like a little restaurant right there. Man, it really have changed the entire face or landscape of Lincoln Way here. This is actually the Lincoln Highway right here. I used to work at that Papa John's when I was in high school. One of my first job ever was a paper route, but that was my first non-paper route job was at that Papa John's, where I was a dough stretcher. Yeah, I remember when I worked at Papa John's. We had a carbon monoxide leak in the restaurant, and the carbon monoxide alarms went off, and they called an ambulance. We all had to gather across the street here while the ambulance checked our breathing, our blood pressure, everything like that. Everyone was okay, but actually, I was okay. Everyone was okay, but our boss, even though the ambulance came and checked us out and made sure that we weren't dying immediately, said that we were required to go to the hospital. That they asked everyone to go to the hospital. That I was under 18, so my mom had to come out. They called my mom, and my mom was a nurse, so she told me no. She's like, "You're okay. You don't need to go to the hospital." And at least got the rest of the day off. So all in all, I remember it being a positive experience. I was so happy. I wasn't really worried about the carbon monoxide poison, but I was so happy that I got to go home early from work. It looks like that one is some sort of giant parking complex for the condos. Man, yeah, it's not the same town I grew up in. I think a lot of people probably have the same thing. They go home and they don't recognize the town anymore. This used to be Tony's Pizza here. This was an institution. This is a pizza place that was just here for generations and generations, and they just closed down a year or 2 ago, and it's been replaced with this Birdie's Diner, which I'm sure Birdie's is a wonderful place, but man, it is so weird to this not be Tony's. This is another institution, Pat's Ice Cream Parlor. This used to be a Baskin Robbins. It was a Baskin Robbins when I was growing up. And we used to walk here. We could actually walk here from our house in Valpo and get some ice cream. I always got the rainbow sherbet. That was I don't know if I ever ate a cone here that was not rainbow sherbet. That was my absolute favorite. It changed the name to Pat's Parlor. I guess they had lost their franchise agreement with Baskin Robbins and just went back to being plain old Pat's ice cream. And I literally remember this rock over here. As a kid, I was fast. Every time I went to the ice cream parlor, I went and checked out this rock. I don't know what type of rock that is. I don't know where it came from, but I was always convinced as a kid it was some sort of meteorite. Look at it. It's weird. It looks like a brain. Any geologists out there, let me know what type of rock this is. And this is interesting. Valpo First Insurance. And one interesting thing is you look at the floor in there, and it's completely covered in swastikas. Now this is the original flooring. This building predates World War II, before that symbol was, let's say, misused. And but they've stuck with it. I noticed this a few years ago. I assumed they were going to cover it up, but they have chosen not to, and they actually have an explanation here, where it says 2 billion people in the world today view the symbol inlaid on the floor with reverence and veneration. It is a sense of recognizing something greater than oneself and treating with utmost respect and honor, and that is true. The Germans kind of appropriated this from other cultures and turned it into something gross during World War II. And it says the symbol inlaid on the floor circa 1895, so way before World War II, represents well-being and good luck. We at Valpo First present the symbol as a gesture of both meaning to all who pass. So, you know, just explaining that they're not Nazis. It's not Nazi insurance. But man, that's I don't know. I feel like it's an uphill battle. But, you know, absolutely nothing wrong with them doing that. It's just going to take a lot of explaining. And we have returned. My car is ready. You can see it's quite disgusting looking, completely caked in sap and bird droppings, but hopefully the insides are prettier than the outsides. Okay, so according to this paperwork, it was the fuel tank switching valve. They found evaporative emission system switching valve shorted. So I guess there was emission coming from my fuel tank switching valve. I don't know what any of these words mean. They did a multi-point inspection. They replaced my windshield wipers. Said it was streaking, and they were. It's getting really annoying. They said the car needed some maintenance. They replaced a rear wind wiper, and they replaced some spark plugs and fuel injection cleaning service. They said I needed it because my car has so many freaking miles on it. Total of $1,191. Again, I don't know. I trust the experts. I know some people in the past have accused me of paying too much for things, not knowing, but I don't know. I don't know enough about cars to challenge otherwise. And they seem like nice fellows. I don't see. I'm just happy. When I got the phone call, I was just so happy that they said it would be done today. I was ready. I was just like, can I give you all of my money and just fix my car today? Make it happen. I don't need to be trapped. So, my wallet's a little lighter, but I will be fine, and I am happy that my vehicle is working. Okay, let's see. And no check engine light. There we go. 91,976 miles, but no check engine light. They gave me a coupon for their car wash, so I think we're gonna head over there. You guys wanna ride through the car wash with me? Okay, here is our car wash. Looks like it's kind of like a one-room car wash where we just drive in, and then it washes around us. And we are pulling in. These look like some heavy-duty brushes they've got here. Oh, it still says drive forward. Drive forward. Stop! Oh my gosh. The alarm went off. Oh, back up. I went too far. Backing up. There we go. Okay, we're in the right position now. This looks like the Fry Guys from the old McDonald's commercial. Where they go? There we go. Oh, that's a car wash you can feel. That is a car wash. Not the flashiest car wash by any means, but oh yeah, it's getting that grill good. Yeah, get that window, get that side window good. It's all covered in bird crap. What's that noise? Oh, I feel the car rocking.
The intense swirl of these brushes is rocking the entire car. This may be the most heavy-duty car wash I've ever been in. You really feel like they're scrubbing. Are we done here? Oh no, it's still going. Oh, I like the sound of the water, the raindrops. I love the smell too. I do not like the smell of most things, but I like the smell of a car wash. Oh, they're blowing the water off the blow dryer. Let's try out those new windshield wipers. I've been having bad luck with windshield wipers. That look pretty good. And there we go. Everything back to normal for now. So yeah, the only issue now is that my medicine is in North Carolina. I was actually planning on staying in the Midwest until next weekend, where I had plans, but I think the only sensible thing to do is to head home tomorrow, at least for a day, to get my medicine. Jen had floated the idea of coming out and meeting me. She just wasn't feeling 100% up to it, and I didn't want her to come out. I didn't want her to come out just to deliver my medicine to me. That's crazy. So yeah, I think I'll be headed out of Indiana tomorrow morning and back towards North Carolina. So a little off track, but I plan to get back on track by this weekend. Again, I'm fine. Like, I can afford this. That's, this is my job, and this is the cost of doing my job. So don't worry about me. I just, when I'm dealing with something, this is a vlog, this is a journal of my life. So when I'm dealing with an issue, as minor as it may be, that's kind of takes over the vlog. I wanted to do some. Actually, I wasn't planning on doing anything today. I actually wasn't planning on filming today. I was planning on spending the day hanging out with my mom and Annabelle. Still got a chance to do that. We just got back from hanging out, and my mom's cooking dinner at the house, so I'm gonna head back over there and eat dinner with them. But then tomorrow morning, we are going to be headed back to home, and I will figure things out from there. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I'm sorry I didn't have more fun stuff to do. I was gonna film something here in the area tomorrow, but I just need to get home, and then we'll worry about getting back on track with finding some fun stuff to film in the meanwhile. I will try to find something to show on the way. We will, I'm always willing to make some stops. Always willing to stop at some roadside attractions, museums, haunted houses, or other amusement parks or other fun places on my way back home. If you guys like these videos, though, please subscribe. Travel around the country, film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you like the channel, consider subscribing. If you do want to help out in any way, not necessarily, don't give money to me because I need it for my car, but if you would like to add, if you would like to receive a postcard from me while I'm on my travels, you can do that over at Patreon. $3 or more, we'll get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also, if you want souvenirs, go over to the Etsy shop. There's motel key fobs, enamel pins, press pennies, other fun stuff. And if you'd like a personalized message, you could do that on Cameo. A message from me to you, to a friend, to a family member. All those things help keep this train on the track, this plane in the... What? I can't believe I just totally botched my outro. It goes, this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. I said plane in the air. Until next time. Until tomorrow.
This one's in the bag.